Welcome, Viva team. This is Chris Jones coming into you from Holly Springs, North Carolina with a new video blog. The topic of today is going to be how to use the indirect approach or the super indirect approach in getting your prospects, maybe that are on your chicken list. These are people that have huge circles of influence. Maybe they're a very well-known member of your community, your neighborhood, your city. And you just know that if you were to get this opportunity in front of them and they were to get excited, they could refer some people to you, or maybe even they would come into the business. But this is a way that you can address that chicken list, and you can create an environment that is very non-confrontational. You're not there to sell them. You're there to consult them on the opportunity and just kind of get their feedback. Very key that you know this is not for you to go to them and ask them to validate whether this business model is going to make sense or not. We're not trying to get them to say, hey, this works. You need to have confidence. You need to have conviction. We've got all the proof in the world that this works. It's working for people that are 17 and 27 and 57. We already know that it works. So just know that if you go to them and they say, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I was involved in one of these years ago and I lost a bunch of money, or I had a negative experience. That's not what you're going there for. You're going there for just to see if you can open their eyes. And so we're going to first talk about the indirect approach. And the indirect approach is where you're going to go to them and you're going to talk to them about. I want to role play with you, but you're going to talk to them a little bit about your business. You're going to call them up and you're going to be like, hey, Mark, it's Chris. How are you doing? Good. Listen, the reason I'm calling is I'm super fired up. I recently launched a business where I'm a distributor for a healthy alternative to Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster. And there's a lot of folks that are in this area that are having some success, and I'm excited. I want to get my feet wet, and I want to really build a business. I'm confident I can do that, but you've been very successful in traditional business. You're a huge circle of influence in your community, and I think you have a lot of knowledge. And I would just like you to get your eyes on this business, and maybe if you could give me some feedback, it would really help me. I'm not here to sell you on the opportunity. I just want to share with you what I'm doing, and maybe you could think of a couple people that this would be perfect for, but I just want to get your feedback. So when can we meet? I need about 20 minutes of your time, and I'll be out of your hair. And so I'm excited, I'm confident, and I'm complimenting them on why I'm calling them up. I'm not there to say, hey, I want to pitch you on this opportunity. Hey, I think that if you changed my business overnight. You're just saying, hey, I know you're a very successful business owner. I would love to get, maybe your views, your feedback on this, because you've built a huge business and you're an entrepreneur, and I think that you know what it takes and what it's going to take me to do it. So if you could just humor me and humble me and just maybe give me 20 minutes of your time, I'll buy lunch and we could do something this week. How does Tuesday look for you? So that's the indirect approach. I'm going to tell them specifically that I'm going to make it easy on them. I'm not there to sell them, but because of what they know, I want them to be able to take a look at this. Now, the super indirect approach, which is the approach that I've had a lot of success with, is where I'm not looking for them to join the business. Maybe it's somebody who's a little older in their demographic, but dude, they are well connected. And so you don't ever want it to come across that you're trying to present this opportunity to them. They're not much into energy drinks, but they know tons of people in their community and maybe some people in the demographic that you're looking for. And so one of the things that I always say, I'm excited. I've recently launched a business. Now, I know this business clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know in your network that is, 18 to 25, is very ambitious, very goal-driven, very well-connected, that is looking for a summer job, looking to create some extra income? Who do you know in your network that has recently expressed to you that they needed to find a way to make a little extra income? This is a business that part-time you can build some very nice passive income. We've got some people on our team that make an extra $500 a month. We've got some people that make an extra $500 a week, and we got some people making $500 a day. I just wanted to meet with you because I know in your network you may know some people, and it would really help me. So I'm going to ask for their help, and that's all you're doing, guys. When people care about you and they're a good friend of yours, they're not going to say, hey, I don't have time to help. Now, you want to make it easy on them, and you want to let them know, I don't need an hour and a half. I need like 20, 30 minutes. I'll buy lunch. I just want to come bring some product. I want to let you know kind of who we're looking for. And maybe you can think in your mind, in your network, 2 or 3 people that could help. I'm looking to lock arms with a couple key people locally here that are young, ambitious, and hungry. Maybe they're in college, they're in a sorority fraternity, they played sports. And I'm going to kind of cast this vision of the person I'm looking for, the perfect person I'm looking for, outgoing, very driven, competitive, and knows a ton of people. I don't even care if they drink energy drinks or not, or if they know people who fit that model but don't drink energy drinks. I didn't drink energy drinks before Verve, and I've already had 2 this morning, if you can't tell. So, who do you know in your network? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about an actual conversation that went down. I went and met a buddy of mine, and this guy does not do sales. He's a very operation-minded guy. He's been with the same company for 19 years. He's very happy, and he loves his job. But he had spent 2 years over in Australia, and he had just returned back 2 months ago, and I wanted to get into Australia. So as I was making up my list, and I said, how do I go international? Who, if I got in my business, would change my business overnight? And I said, I want to go international. I want to go somewhere where there's nobody at. And so I called this guy up, and I'm like, hey, man, I know it's been a while. I actually messaged him on Facebook. I know it's been a while, dude. I know you can see I'm doing Verve. I'm very excited, but I want to get this to Australia, and I wanted to take you to lunch, maybe, or even go grab a beer, and I want to explain to you kind of who I'm looking for, and maybe you know someone, I've met somebody back in Australia that could help me get in. Are you free this week? And so when I went and met him, he actually brought his brother with him, and I brought some cold product, and I just went through and I explained to him, look, here's kind of how the model works, here's who I'm looking for, and his next question was, well, if I get you a couple people, how do I monetize my relationships? And I was taken aback because honestly, I was not there to approach him about the opportunity. I was there to ask him who he knows in his network that is, looks like Alex Morton, who's 22 and looking for change and is hungry and could be a perfect opportunity for me or a perfect candidate for me to talk to. We used a couple videos and we send it over to him, and we'll see if it makes sense or not. I just need to know who you know. And he asked the question. And so I said, well, you'd have to buy a builder pack so that you could get in. Then you could just put me, in touch with a couple people that you know that are excited, and I could build a business. You get me a couple people and let them watch the videos. And if they come back and say, I'd like to know more, then I'll do a Skype call with them and I'll build this business. And you can be a silent partner. You just say, hey, I've got a guy that does all this, Chris Jones. He's very exciting. He knows what he's doing. He's killing it in the States. He's looking for a couple people over in Australia. Let me get you on the phone with him. I don't know how it all works. Let him talk to you. So literally all this guy's doing, I'm leveraging who he knows. And so I hope that helps you guys in saying that, if you've got somebody on your chicken list and you just know that they know a ton of people, just go to them and say, I need your help. I need your help. I'm looking for a few key people that are 18 to 25, that are very driven, outgoing, looking for change, looking for some extra income. Maybe a family that, needs some money right now. They want to put their kid in private school or college I'm telling you, this is real. This is happening. It's a huge upside market. I'm just looking for a few key people. Let's meet for lunch, and maybe I can just cast my vision of what that perfect person looks like, what the demographic looks like, see if it makes sense to you and if you know anybody in your market. So that's the super indirect approach. Had a ton of success with it. It takes the focus off of me, and it just lets the product stand on its own and the business model stand on its own. Look, this is happening. We did $10 million in the month of July last year. We did $20 million in the month of July this year. So we've doubled sales in less than 12 months. And it's all because of Verve, and it's all because of young people. I'm going to take this to Australia. I'm just hoping maybe that you know some people. I want to take this to the UK, and maybe you know some people. And a lot of times those people will say, well, God, I'm not afraid to make money. I'd like to make a little extra. I could use to stand to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month. And so that's where it starts. That'll get you the conversation. And then once they say, hey, that sounds good, I'm interested, send me a couple of the videos, let me check it out. You want to give them a couple samples, give them a brochure, and send them some videos, and then schedule the next exposure when you can follow up with them to see what their thoughts were on the video. And from there, if they're excited, get them on the phone with me or get them to a home event, and we will take them through the same process. So, guys, I hope this helps. If you have any questions, find me on Facebook. Chris Jones. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.